So to close this journey, we have one final speaker, the man himself, who is going to be giving his keynotes on beacons of faith and hope. So Vicente del Real is a Mexican immigrant who is the founder and CEO of Iskali. He graduated from the Stanford Latino Entrepreneurship Initiative with the Center of Entrepreneurial Studies from Stanford Graduate School of Business as part of the LBAN. He also holds a master's degree in pastoral arts from the Catholic Theological Union. Del Real's dedication to fostering leadership and empowering the next generation is not just a mission, it's a calling. Through his work with Iskali and beyond, he continues to inspire, uplift, and ignite change in the lives of young people. Please, please welcome Vicente del Real up on stage with a big applause.
A ver si despierto. A ver si esta cosa funciona. Ok. Gracias, Chabelita. Dijera Alan Graham, that's a long title. Bien, me gustaría empezar primero dando gracias y ha habido personas muy claves para que esta conferencia se haga posible. Espero no olvidarme de nadie. Primero, me gustaría que agradezcamos a Juan Carlos en video y audio y a Víctor Camarena que están acá en el silencio. The participation of St. Thomas University Catholic Study Program. Their staff, their students, guys, we hope that you feel at home because you are. So welcome, and it's been a pleasure. The presence of Catholic Theological Union, I had the pleasure to receive my theological formation there. Fernanda, I don't know if you're here, but thank you. Thank you for being here, making sure that the CTU is here. Benito and Catherine had to go, but just the partnership and the love that we received from the McGrath Institute for Church Life at the University of Notre Dame over the years has been crucial. We only dream of one day having a conference because of them. They were like, you need to do it. So to the McGrath Institute, and then just a special thanks to La Comunidad de Consagrados for making last night happen. Special thanks to Consejo. Thank you guys. You guys know who you are, so I won't mention your names, but El Consejo de Iskali, they do tremendous work, and in a way they play like a silent role in these events, but they are here, they are praying with us, and they are always doing something in the background or having a conversation with somebody in the background. So gracias, muchachos, por su amor, su vocación. And then, ahí vienen. The incredible staff that makes all of this happen, Ayer, Cristina Lamas, in a special way, left and said, wow, what a team, She said, I had never received so much clear communication while participating in any events, right? And that has to do with Pablo. That has to do with Itzel. That has to do with Jackie and Juan. That has to do with Nati Ramirez, ¿dónde estás? That has to do with Kiara. Communications, Eileen. We don't have a lot of missionaries because we have the best two missionaries, Isi and Miguel. You know, weren't they wonderful? And you're like, oh, they are missionaries. If you see Nisi and Miguel through all the conference, they're working on something. Miguel is supporting communications. Isi set up for bonfire like 3 times. You finally made it happen. But it's so wonderful. I see it. You guys are beautiful. Brando Minturi in the chop. Chavela. With Chavela and Natalie with everything that has to do with formation. Alexis and Marilyn that are working here this summer. And the best part, guys, the best part is that hemos comido desayuno, lonche y cena. Y vaya que comen, ¿eh? Vaya que comen. Y cada vez que hemos comido, hay un plato caliente, y me recuerdo de las palabras de Papa Francisco en Filadelfia que dijo, cada vez que se encuentran con un plato caliente en la mesa, de comida en la mesa, es un te amo de alguien. Es un te amo de alguien. Therefore, hemos recibido bastante amor de nuestro kitchen staff, de nuestro personal en la cocina. Por favor, vengan. So, han lavado platos, han cocinado, han trabajado tan duro. ¡Bravo! ¡Vamos! Les estamos dando una bolsita de goodies de Iskali, pero no sé si se han dado cuenta, cada vez que salimos de desayunar, quedan los alteros así de platos sucios. And when we make it back, it looks clean, it looks good. This beautiful woman that represent also the women that we have home, that cook for us, like taught us everything we know. So, muchas gracias por cocinarnos, por tratarnos tan bien, por ser tan amables y por alimentarnos. Y en las palabras de Papa Francisco puedo decir, te amo con un plato caliente. Gracias. Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you, Itzel, and the entire team. Gracias. Una foto acá. And then I'm going to call down Turi and Brandon up. Estos muchachos se la pasaron haciendo camisas hasta las 3 de la mañana. Me dijeron que es una chamarra y que la use uno un día y otro día. You guys been great. So, San Juan Diego Chap Production han estado trabajando asegurándose que tuvieran merch y es un montón de trabajo. Los pobres salen más chorreados de pintura que yo cuando como mole. So, thank you guys. We appreciate you, we see you, and we love you. All right? Thank you. Well, I think now we're going to watch a video. If we can turn the lights off.
La esperanza cristiana es un regalo de Dios que llena de alegría nuestra vida y hoy la necesitamos tanto. El mundo la necesita tanto. Cuando cuando no sabes si mañana vas a poder dar de comer a tus hijos o si lo que estás estudiando te permitirá tener un trabajo digno, es fácil caer en el desánimo. ¿Dónde buscar la esperanza? La esperanza es un ancla que vos la tirás con la cuerda y arraiga en la playa. Y nosotros tenemos que estar aferrados a la cuerda de la esperanza, bien agarraditos. Ayudémonos unos a otros a descubrir este encuentro con Cristo, que nos da la vida, y programos en camino como peregrinos de la esperanza para celebrar la vida. Y dentro de la vida entra también el próximo jubileo como una etapa. Llenemos nuestro día a día con el don que Dios nos da de la esperanza y permitamos que a través de nosotros llegue a todos cuantos la buscan. No se olviden, la esperanza no defrauda nunca. Oremos para que el próximo jubileo nos fortalezca en la fe, nos ayude a reconocer a Cristo resucitado en medio de nuestra vida y nos transforme en peregrinos de la esperanza cristiana.
Let's give it up for Pope Francis. Let me see if I know how to do this. A ver, Brandon, I think you're going to have to save me. Sálvame de la soledad. What did I do? Right there, put in presentation mode, and we are on. Muy bien. So, ¿qué es el jubileo de la esperanza? La iglesia en este jubileo, en this holy year, en este año santo, es un año para regresar, para renovar y para reenfocarnos. Yes, wonderful. Vamos a repetirlo juntos. Regresar, renovar, reenfocar. Regresar, renovar, reenfocar. ¿Cuántas veces en nuestra vida de la familia, tenemos que hacer esto constantemente? Pues la iglesia en este año jubilar es un año especial. Es como una cuaresma extendida, donde tomamos un tiempo para regresar, renovar, reenfocar. El Papa Francisco, de una manera muy especial, declaró el jubileo de la esperanza para recordarnos, to remind us, que en un mundo que está marcado por guerra, pobreza, fatiga, Dios no nos ha abandonado. That in the midst of chaos that we are experiencing in the world, God has not abandoned us. How many times in our own lives we need to be reminded that within the chaos that we are living, God is there, right? Hope. With the theme Pilgrims of Hope, we are called to be living signs of hope, not by escaping reality, but by walking through it with faith. So no estamos simplemente llamados a esconder la pobreza en Haití y asegurarnos que nadie tomó fotos ni videos en Haití, a esconder los homeless en Austin, Texas. No, estamos llamados a ir y buscar el rostro de Jesús en la basura en Haití. Y como decía Alan Graham, que cada vez que huelo orina, popó humana en un homeless, es Jesús que me está llamando. No escapar las realidades de sufrimiento, sino saber que en las realidades de sufrimiento es ahí donde somos llamados hacer esperanza. ¿Ah? This Jubilee invites us to live differently, to recognize that the hope is not a feeling that we chase, but it's a direction that we walk towards. Many times we want to make our faith about feeling. So, most Jubilees invites us to return. This one invites us to go. The Jubilee of Hope isn't not only about starting over, it's about stepping forward. Hope walks towards what others avoid. Think of Sister Bessie walking in Haiti. Think of Alan Graham walking among First Home Village in Austin, Texas. Hope listens when the world turns away. Hope risks love. And Martin Cabrera reminded us of this, right? He said, we need to tell the politicians the truth out of love. They should know that we tell them because we love them and because we love our people, right? Is that risky? Yes, it's risky, right? I don't know what's happening over there. Brandon, maybe you help me go to the fourth one. No? Nope. Muy bien. I finally figured it out, guys. So hope is calling you to go. Who is waiting there to be seen, touched, or loved? And I want you to pay attention to this image. I don't know if you can see it well. But in November 6, 2013, in the general audience, Pope Francis encounters Vinicio Riva, who had neurofibromatosis, a condition causing face damage. And Pope Francis stops, para el carro y se baja y lo abraza. Se baja y lo abraza. ¿Qué nos dice este momento de encuentro sobre quién debemos ser con los que sufren? Después, el señor Vinicio Riva nos dice, I'm not contagious, but he didn't know. I'm not contagious, but he did not know it. There's versions of this disease that is contagious. Did Pope Francis know if he was contagious or not? No, he just went and hugged him. Think about what that entails. In the interview with an Italian magazine, Panorama, Riva said when he met the Pope Francis, the Pontiff first kissed his hands while he cares my head, my lessons with the other. Then he drew me close to me and hugged me tightly. He gave me a kiss on the face. My head was against his chest. His arms welcomed me. He hugged me tight. Think about the prodigal son. Think about the prodigal son. This image reminds me. This image, as a matter of fact, is for me an image of the prodigal son. The Pope is welcoming him into the church that cares in a special way. And he does not care if he's contagious. This reminds me of San Francis of Assisi, right? Besando a aquel muchacho con lepra. Francis. Who in your life is longing to be seen, touched, and loved? don't look away. That might as well be where your journey begins. Last year, this year, sorry, in the first week of March, Dev, Isi, Miguel, and I had the opportunity to go and be with Christ in the City, this amazing organization that does work with the homeless. And I met a friend. Les presento a Daniel. So Daniel tiene 17 años viviendo en las calles de Denver. Y lo conocí el martes en la calle y no quiso hablar conmigo. Pero el miércoles hay algo que se llama Lunch in the Park. There's something that Christ in the City calls Lunch in the Park. So he came to have lunch in the park. And guess what? I saw him y dije, Daniel habla español, me voy con Daniel. So I went and sat next to him. He had no choice. And Daniel shared a little bit of his story with me. He shared that he had a daughter and that his daughter was constantly looking for him. And that every time, cada vez que su hija lo encontraba en un refugio, él se cambiaba de refugio porque no quería mirarla, porque le da vergüenza. Le da vergüenza. Pero lo más interesante de Daniel fue que me dijo, le dije, Daniel, ¿tienes algo interesante que contarme? ¿Qué es lo más interesante que te ha pasado en tu vida? Y me dijo, sí, tengo algo interesante que contarte. Dijo, I have dreams. I have a lot of dreams. I said, tell me a little bit about your dreams. He said, the other day, I dreamed that I was walking in the streets, estaba caminando en la calle, and then I saw a lady laying on the floor. She was homeless. Y dice, y la aliviané. Pobrecita, estaba tirada en el piso, la aliviané. Dice, y cuando se paró, que me doy cuenta que es la Virgen de Guadalupe. Y me dice, y me agarra de la mano y me dice, vienes conmigo, ando buscando a alguien. Come with me, I'm looking for somebody. And he says, se fueron caminando, toque y toque por puertas en Denver. Caminaron y caminaron y caminaron. Y Daniel dijo, ¿sabes qué, Virgencita? Síguele tú. Yo ya me cansé. Dice, yo me cansé y la Virgencita se fue. I got tired and Our Lady continued to look for this person. And this is when it gets interesting. And I said, Daniel, who was she looking for? Who was Our Lady of Guadalupe looking for? She said, well, obviously somebody that doesn't have a house, because in every house we knocked, he wasn't there. And I said, well, who do you know that doesn't have a house? ¿A quién conoces que no tiene casa? Y empezó a llorar. Cuando empezó a llorar, yo empecé a llorar. Y dijo, me estaba buscando a mí. She was looking for me. We believe in a God that many times we preach, that loves you, that is constantly seeking you, but we also believe in a God that might be busy with important things, and we might be too little for him. Daniel tiene 17 años viviendo en la calle. You know who hasn't given up on him? God or Lady. So much that they come to his dreams searching for him. En sus sueños, después de vivir 17 años en la calle, Dios todavía viene a través de sus sueños y lo busca. Daniel me enseñó, con su historia, con su testimonio, que Dios siempre nos está buscando. He's always looking for you. I so many times have preached, he predicado y he dicho y le he dicho a los jóvenes en los retiros, Dios te ama, Dios te ama, Dios te ama, Dios te ama. Y lo dices tanto que un día dices, I hope he does. Daniel me enseñó que he does. Después de 17 años en la calle, Dios sigue buscándolo, sigue hablándole. Sigue buscando la oportunidad para dejarle saber a Daniel que es amado. I don't know what this means for you. No sé lo que significa esto para ti, but wherever you might be placing in the heart of God that you say, I'm not important, no soy importante, no soy relevante, te quiero decir que Daniel te dijera hoy, eres importante. Dios te está buscando. Y así como te está buscando a ti, está buscando a cada niño en Haití, a cada joven en las pandillas en Chicago, a cada joven que vende drogas, a cada joven que usa drogas, a cada joven que está en la cárcel, que está buscando al que abusa y al abusado. Porque Dios ama parejo y no se cansa de buscar. Dios no se cansa de buscar. Daniel también me enseñó que muchas veces cuando crees que estás sirviendo, es cuando verdaderamente Dios está abriendo canales de gracia en tu vida. I have not reflected anything else since March more than in his story and say, God seek us and he finds a way. Y si desgraciadamente cuando estamos despiertos estamos bajo la influencia de una droga, he might come in your dreams. But he never stops seeking. He never stops seeking. Pope Benedict, in this letter on hope, Step Salvi, says, the Christian faith is transformation. To come to know God, the true God, means to receive hope. So what is hope? Hope is to know God. Because what are we without hope? ¿Qué somos sin esperanza? ¿Qué somos sin Dios? Estar sin Dios es estar en la desesperanza. Estar sin Dios es estar en la nada, dentro de la nada. Porque ¿qué hay sin Dios? Entonces, la fe cristiana tiene todo que ver con transformación y entender que recibir a Dios es recibir la esperanza, ¿verdad? No hay esperanza fuera de Dios. There is no hope outside of God. So when we are talking about hope, what we really are talking about is God. Faith is hope. To believe in God is to be faithful, is to be hopeful. The one who has hope lives differently. The one who hopes has been granted the gift of a new life. So what do we receive through the faith? What do we receive through the faith? What is gifted to us through faith? A new life. God, through salvation, through his resurrection, gifted us a new life. Are we embracing this new life? Are we embracing this in your life? Or are we playing around and say, well, on Sundays, Saturday night is something else, but on Sundays, when I'm in community, I'm a person, but when I'm home alone, nobody sees what I do. I can always hide from your friends, but you can never hide from God, the God that wants to give you a new life. How do we see that in the saints? The witness of hope of St. Josephine Bakhita. St. Josephine Bakhita, canonized by JP2, was born around 1869. She herself did not know the precise date. She didn't know when she was born. She was born in Sudan. At the age of 9, she was kidnapped. So I'm going to start reading in Spanish because the text is in English. A la edad de 9, fue secuestrada por vendedores de esclavos, maltratada, golpeada, hasta hacerla sangrar, y fue vendida 5 veces como esclava. Eventualmente se encontró siendo esclava de una madre de un general, la cual la flagelaba hasta sangrar, resultando en más de 144 cicatrices de flagelación en su cuerpo. She was sold as a slave 5 times, had 104 scars in her body. And you might say, I'm not a slave. We are many times dealing with the slavery, like Bakhita is. Who can acknowledge that we are dealing with the slavery in an addiction? ¿Cuántos aquí somos esclavos de una adicción? Y vamos de adicción a adicción también pensando ser esclavos. So, our masters of today also sell those, right? You go from being a slave of the drug to be a slave of the social media, to be a slave of people's opinions. We are constantly enslaving you. You might say, why do I have this in common? And how are these slaveries in our life leaving wounds and scars in our lives? I found this very, very profound, very, very powerful. And if you were to tell me her story, I would say this story must not end good. What is there to appreciate and to love in somebody that was a slave? We don't even know her birthday. Right? But when she encountered Christ, everything changed. She met a new master. Not a master of cruelty, but the living God who loved her, knew her, and was waiting for her. She came to know that the Lord even knew her, that He had created her, that He actually loved her. She was loved and by none other than the Supreme, by God. Now she had hope. No longer simply the modest hope of finding masters who would be less cruel, but the great hope. I'm definitely loved, and whatever happens to me, I've been awaited by His love, and so my life is good. And so my life is good. If you're struggling, si estás batallando con que alguien te trae del cuello con una cadena, ojalá puedas encontrar a Jesús, que te quiere liberar de la cadena, te quiere liberar de la esclavitud. Y encontrarlo a Él es encontrar la esperanza, porque encuentras a Dios, encuentras la esperanza. No podemos aquí salir y irnos de aquí pensando que vamos a ir al mundo diciendo, let's be hopeful. No. Sin Dios no hay esperanza. Sin Dios hay esclavitud, hay sufrimiento que no tiene sentido. La esperanza verdadera es en conocer a un nuevo maestro, we need a new master que nos ame, que nos libere. Ahí está la esperanza. The pilgrims of hope path is lived in community. So you might say, like Vaquita, we are not just survivors. We are pilgrims of hope. Pilgrims keep walking even when the road is raw because they know where they are headed. They walk together and encourage each other. Cuando peregrinas, ¿no? Nosotros que peregrinamos, cada 12 de diciembre, cada milla, en cuanto más te acercas a la Virgencita está más frío y te quieres meter al carro. Pero un peregrino sigue caminando cuando el camino se pone difícil. Porque sabemos hacia dónde vamos. No somos turistas. They're just walking around. I'm tired. Let's go to the hotel. No. Don't go through life like a tourist. That when things get back, hard, you turn around. Eres peregrino de esperanza. Y peregrino de esperanza implica seguir caminando cuando el camino se pone difícil. Imagine Jesus saying, you know, this crucifixion thing is good, but the cross is heavy. Can we change the plan? Peregrino de esperanza. Peregrino de esperanza. Peregrino de esperanza. So what does that mean for you? What does that mean for you? This is the site that we must visit as pilgrims. And I will say to be pilgrim of hope, you have to look at her. You have to look at her. And you have to realize two things. One, she never left. Stay with your people. Things get hard. Right, Roxy? Yeah, they get hard. Stay with your people. Or Leo Guadalupe says, oh, you know, this narco-traffic drug crisis in Mexico, things are getting hard. Can you guys take me somewhere else? She has stuck with us through persecution, through war. She stays with her people. Stay with your people. It's hard, but stay with your people. Number two, she's going to send you to her people. Estoy aquí para demostrarle a mis hijos mi amor y mi ternura. Who is she sending to? You cannot be a pilgrim of hope and feel that you get a free ride. Everybody in the church is going to do something. I get a free ride. I'm just going to participate, go to mass, you know, throw $1 in the basket, and I did it. Like, that's my vocation, you know. I get the free ride. And if that's how you're feeling in your faith, you get in the free ride, I'm telling you, that's not it. You are embraced by comfort, and be afraid of comfort. Because comfort is a tool of the enemy. If he can just keep us comfortable enough, we will never do something. Get uncomfortable. Get uncomfortable. Because if you get uncomfortable, you will be transformed. But get uncomfortable. Be afraid of comfort. Be afraid of comfort. This jubilee of hope or call is urgent. You know, the baptismal call is not to be lived tomorrow. It's not to be lived next week. It's urgent. It's today. We already got it. We are baptized. The baptismal call is urgent. Walk with the wounded. Be of riches, not barriers. Be signs of hope wherever God sends you. And you might say, God is sending me somewhere? Certainly. He's sending you somewhere. And if you, the one in this room saying, He's not sending me anywhere, dig enough. Because He's sending you somewhere. Paul to the Ephesians says, without God, we are without hope. Without God, they constantly found ourselves in the dark world facing a dark future. Without God, how quickly we fell back from nothing to nothing. ¿Qué somos sin Dios? ¿Qué somos sin la resurrección? ¿Qué somos sin la resurrección? ¿Qué somos sin la salvación? Salemos de la nada y regresamos a la nada. Polvo eres y polvo te convertirás. But we have hope. Why do we have hope? Only because of God. It is only because of God that we are not out of the nothing to the nothing. And you may be saying, what does this mean? De la nada a la nada. ¿A qué le estás dando tu vida? Sales de la nada y regresas a la nada, sin propósito, sin misión, sin corazón, sin amor, sin empatía, sin sentir el dolor de los demás. Because you're Catholic, because you believe the right things. Oh, you foolish, says the gospel, if you believe that everybody that says, Lord, oh Lord, will be saved. Las manos y los pies. Las manos y los pies, pero siempre guiados por el corazón. Without God, we have no hope. Without God, we are nothing. And we always will be going from nothing to nothing. Nothing consequential, nothing transcendent. Just in a void of nothingness. Sin Dios, solamente vamos del nada a la nada. Echoing Pope Benedict, redemption is offered to us in a sense that we are being given hope. Redemption is hope. Without a redemption, there is no hope. So to be a pilgrim of hope, you have to acknowledge first that we have been redeemed. Hemos sido redimidos. Sin la redención no hay esperanza. ¿Qué somos sin la redención? Nada. Right? Nada. We are getting very close. And if you have not paid attention to anything that I said, thank you. But Pope Benedict is speaking now, so listen to him, please. He says, we need the greater and the lesser hopes that keep us going day by day. You know, we have breakfast, we have coffee, the little hopes. I saw the people I like. You know, we have a beautiful sun outside. The little hopes. These are the little hopes. That gives us hope, right? Beautiful day. We went for a run. We came back. We all need the little hopes. Ocupamos las pequeñas esperanzas de los días. Pongo la canción de Juan Gabriel. Será mañana. Those are the little hopes, right? But these are not enough without the great hope, which must surpass everything else. Esto no es nada si la gran esperanza que debe sobrepasar todas las demás. This great hope, esta gran esperanza es Dios. Esta gran esperanza es Dios, who encompasses the whole reality and who will bestow upon us what we by ourselves cannot attain. La gran esperanza es Dios, quien nos regala y nos hace de nosotros aquello que por nosotros mismos no pudiéramos lograr. The only great hope who can make us something that we cannot be made by ourselves is God. You think Sister Passy, and I'm sorry I referred to her like 1,000 times, hopefully she doesn't charge me. Every time she wakes up in the nothing of Haiti with no food, with 3,000 children to feed, she's there on her love, on her will, on her strength. Don't be naive. That's not hope. Do you think she's attractive to that? Do you think her humanity says, yes, I want to live in the poor of the poor? That's so fun. You think she's having fun? Only because she knows the great hope who can bestow in her something she cannot do by herself. So yes, in our lives we need the little hopes, the little wins. Iskali conference, my friend I like, new cell phone. I don't know. Whatever. But it is only God who is the greater hope. It is only God who is the greater hope. And without Him, we cannot become nothing else than what we are. It is only Him that can make something out of us that is bigger than what we are. It is only through Him that we can have grace, that we can have access to the divine life, to share the love of the Holy Trinity. Solamente la esperanza mayor, la que nos hace más grandes y puede convertirnos en algo que nosotros no podemos lograr por nosotros mismos. La gran esperanza es Dios. La gran esperanza es Dios. La gran esperanza es Dios. Don't forget this. Sin la gran esperanza de Dios, no somos nada. Porque nosotros no podemos hacer nada más grande de nosotros mismos. El único que puede hacer algo mayor con nosotros es Dios. Dios equals hope. And the only great hope is God. The church needs you. The world needs you. You are the hope of the church because Christ, who is the hope, is alive in you. I'm going to say that again. Can we read this together? But instead of you, you're going to say me. The church needs me. Needs me. The world needs me. You are the hope of the church, and Christ, who is the hope, in me. In the name of the Father, the Son,